Good day. Today I am going to discuss to you all about naming alcohols. But before that, let me explain to you the definition all about alcohol. These alcohols are derivatives of hydrocarbons in which one or more hydrogen atoms has been replaced by a hydroxyl group or this OH functional group. In naming alcohol, there will be two ways. So it can be in IUPAC naming or in common names. So dun sa dalawang yon, meron silang iba't ibang rules. So when we say IUPAC naming, dapat yung parent chain niya are named for the longest continuous chain of carbon containing the OH functional group. So dapat meron siya ng OH. And then its ending letter E is changed to OL to indicate the alcohol functional group. For example, methane. So instead of methane, we will cancel the letter E, then papalitan natin siya ng OL. So its result is methanol. So in common naming, ito naman yung ginagawa. Alcohols are named by taking the name of an alkyl group by adding the word alcohol. For example, we have methyl alcohol. So this methyl alcohol is similar to methanol. So this methanol is the IUPAC name and this methyl alcohol is its common name. Okay, so these are some examples or additional examples for naming an alcohol. So in this first area, we have here the condensed structural formula of CH3OH. Its IUPAC name is methanol. Its common name is methyl alcohol. So for the first one, so since we have one carbon atom here, so that's meth, right? So meth plus its functional group OH, so we have methanol. So remember, pinalitan lang yung E ng OL. So we have here methanol. The next for common naming, so sinabi kanina is parang magiging alkyl group yung ating carbon here. Then dagdagan lang ng alcohol, so we have methyl alcohol. So next example, what if we have two carbon atoms? So for its IUPAC name, we have ethanol. Coming from the word ethane, so we remove the letter E, then add OL, so that's ethanol. For its common name, it's ethyl alcohol. So as you can see again, since two carbon atoms, it's prefix is F. Tapos ngayon, kinonsider natin siya according to its rule na magiging parang alkyl group siya. So that's why it's ethyl. Then, just add alcohol. So we have ethyl alcohol. The next, another example. So here we have CH3 and its functional group is connected in the second carbon. So that is what we call propanol, or basically 2-propanol. So why 2-propanol? So as you can see, it is located in the second carbon atom. So yun yung reason bakit may number 2 dito. Kasi connected siya sa number 2 carbon atom. So for its common name, this is what we call isopropyl alcohol. So as you can see, may mga common names tayo talagang napapansin dito na nakikita natin in our daily life. For example, ethyl alcohol and isopropyl alcohol. So, ito yung mga ginagamit natin na types of alcohol to disinfect, right? So, these are their condensed structural formulas. So, they are different from each other. So, when we say ethyl alcohol, it contains 2 carbon atoms, and the isopropyl alcohol, it contains 3 carbon atoms. Okay, so let's move. So now, let's try to name an alcohol. So for example, we have this compound. So let's try to make its skeletal structure first. So now, ang gagawin muna natin is to identify the longest carbon chain containing an OH. Remember, it should contain an OH. And then, it should also have the longest carbon atom. So, asan kaya dito yung magiging longest carbon atom natin? So, saan tayo magsa-start? Pero before that, identify muna natin yung longest carbon atom natin. So, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, very good. So, we have 6 carbon atoms. So, madali lang siyang makita kasi diretso lang siya and then yung mga nasa baba, so parang understood naman na parang hindi na siya ganun ka-possible. So, let's try pa rin. So, what if dito tayo magsa-start? Kasi, kagaya nga ng sabi ko, let's try all possible ways. So, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So, it's just the same kagaya ng sa kanina. So, eto na lang yung kukunin natin para madali. So, yung next natin dito na rules is we need to identify the location of carbon atoms. So, we should start writing number 1 where the OH will have the lowest number. So, since kanina na-identify natin na ito yung magiging parent chain natin, so ngayon, titignan natin kung saan pinakamalapit yung ating functional group na OH. So do you think, is it to the left, coming to the left, or to the right? So, try natin dito tayo sa kabila. Sa left muna tayo mag-start ng number 1. So, let's have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, as you can see, the functional group OH is in number 5. Okay, how about if dito tayo sa right mag-start? So, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, as you can see, the functional group is in carbon number 2 kapag dito tayo sa right side magsa-start. So, where do you think we should start counting number 1? Is it to the left or to the right? Okay, very good. So, we should start numbering from right going to the left. Kasi, kung doon tayo magsa-start, doon yung may pinakamababang number of carbon atom na may magko-contain ng functional group natin na OH. So, let's start writing it. So, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, right now, kung na-identify na natin siya, madali na lang natin siyang ma-name. So, we have here, we need also to identify the locations of our alkyl group. So, ngayon na-identify na natin na yung ating functional group is in number 2 and our alkyl group is in number 4, carbon number 4, and carbon number 5. So, sa carbon number 4, ilang carbon atoms yung andyan? So, we have 1 carbon atom lang. So, its prefix is meth. Since alkyl group siya, so that will be methyl. Then next, in our carbon number 5, ilang carbon atoms yung connected dyan? Okay, very good. We also have 1 carbon atom. So, it means that's also methyl. So, let's recall our last topic before. Kapag may dalawang methyl na present sa ating compound, so saka natin gagamitin yung tinatawag nating di, tri, tetra kapag maraming pare-pareho. Pero dahil dalawa lang, so we are going to use di. So now, kapag magsusulat na tayo, so lalagay natin yung locations ng ating alkyl group. So the locations of our alkyl group is in number 4 and in number 5. So we will write it like this. So we have 4, 5. Kasi pareho sila na methyl, so kaya may comma. Then dash. Since we have 2 methyl, so that's dimethyl. Then dash. The location of our functional group. So the location of our functional group is in number 2. So that is 2, then dash, we have 6 carbon atoms for our parent chain. So let us recall the rules. So from the word hexane, we will remove letter E, right? Then we will add OL. So the name will be hexanol. Okay, so we have here 4,5 dash dimethyl dash hexanol. So this is the name of our compound here. So how about we will draw its skeletal structure? Actually, madali lang siyang gawin. All you have to do is to count the number of carbon atoms and asan yung location sila. For example, here, we have 6 carbon atoms. So, magdodraw lang tayo ng ganun. Then, always remember that every edge is counted as 1 carbon atom. So, let's start. So, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Paano nga ba yan naging 6? So, let us recall. So, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, as you can see, yung isang carbon atom doon nakalocate. Ito, dito. Magkadikit lang sila. So, you'll just copy it. So, parang ganito lang. The next is yung ating functional group. Nasa may pangalawa. So, pwedeng lagyan na lang natin yun ng ganito. Okay. So, this is the skeletal structure of this compound. Okay, now let's proceed with another one. So, how about this one? So, alcohol also is also present in a cyclic form, just like this one. So, as you can see, how many carbon atoms do you think we have here in our cyclic compound? So, let us count. So, we have here 1, 2, 3 carbon atoms. So, it means if we have 3 carbon atoms, that is what we call cyclopropane, right? We have cyclopropane. So, since we have here a functional group of OH, so ibig sabihin, papalitan natin yung letter E ng OL plus OL. So, imbis na magiging cyclopropane siya, yung parent chain magiging cyclopropanol. Cyclopropanol. So, ganyan na yung magiging name niya. So, now, ang always nyo lang isipin is that we need to start our number 1 kung asaan located yung ating functional group. So, ibig sabihin, dito natin ilalagay si number 1 kasi andito si functional group na OH. So, we have here number 1. The next are number 2. Doon tayo iikot kung asaan pinakamalapit yung ating alkyl group or other derivatives other than alkyl groups. So, is it going to its right or going downwards? Okay, very good. Going to its right side. So, dito si number 2, then number 3. So, kapag na-identify na natin yung locations niya, we can name this one. So, we have 2 dash. So, kapag 1 carbon atom lang siya, that is methyl. So, we have here 2 dash methyl cyclopropanol. Pero pwede rin ganito. So, we also have here 2 dash methyl dash 1 dash cyclopropanol. Itong isa na to, itong first one, itong second one, they are just the same. So, minsan kasi kapag may nakalagay na dyan na 1, understood na yan na parang wala. So, pwedeng gamitin ito and pwede rin ito. You can use either of them. Okay, so let's have another example.
Now, let's try this one. So, as you can see, we have here 3 carbon atoms and meron din tayo ditong 3 OH na functional groups na nakakonect kada isang carbon atoms natin dito. And this compound is what we call propane triol. Kung mapapansin mo, doon sa name niya kanina, may triol siya. So, nanggaling yung triol dito sa tatlong functional group ng OH na nakakonect kada carbon atoms.
As you can see, may nakalagay na tri doon sa may OL. Kasi dito sa ating figure, meron tayong tatlong functional group ng OH. So, dahil may tatlo tayo, saka natin gagamitin yung tri. Tri na OL. So, to be exact, this will be our name for our structure. So, we have here 1, 2, 3 dash propane triol, or commonly known as the glycerol or glycerin. This is its common name, glycerol or glycerin. This is the IUPAC, and this is the common name. So, ganyan lang siya. Kaya siya naging propane triol kasi tatlo yung kanyang OH na nakadugtong dyan. Pero kapag dalawa lang, magiging propane diol siya. Ito magiging di kapag dalawang OH lang yung present. Okay, next, let's proceed. So, how about if I ask you to draw the skeletal structure? So, actually, madali lang to siya. So, pwede naman nating simulan na gawin yung parent chain. So, for example, we have here octanol. So, kapag sinabi nating octanol, we have 8 carbon atoms for our parent chain. So, since skeletal structure, magdodrawing tayo. Always remember that every edge is considered as 1 carbon atom. So, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so this is 8 carbon atoms. So, the next one here is, nakasabi na meron tayong 2. So, yung 2 dito indicates the location of our functional group. So, kunwari, dito yung ating number 1. So, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So, dahil sa carbon number 2 siya, so we have here OH. The next, okay na to and okay na to. Meron sa carbon number 4, may nakakonect dyan na methyl. So, methyl, ito lang siya. Paano ba yung naging methyl? Kasi ito, 1 carbon atom lang. Then next, so we have 3,5 dichloro. So as you can see, we have here a dichloro. So parehong chloro ang andito. And it's located in carbon number 3 and carbon number 5. So we have here number 3, Cl, and number 5, Cl. Okay, so that's it. That's 3,5-dichloro-4-methyl-2 octanol. Okay, another example. We have here 3-methyl-2 pentanol. Again, para mas madali, unahin natin yung kanyang parent chain. From the word pent, we have 5 carbon atoms. So we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So let's assume na yung number 1 natin is in the left side. So let's have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, pwede rin naman tayo mag-start coming to the right papunta sa left. Pero You can do it in your own since draw the skeletal structure naman at hindi naman siya given. So, ibig sabihin, pwede mo siyang ilagay kahit saan. It will still arrive in the same answer. Parang ano lang siya, parang na-mirror lang siya. Okay, so let's continue. So, according to this given, the functional group is located in carbon number 2. So, andito si OH. The next is in carbon number 3, andun yung methyl. So, ibig sabihin, ito. So, that's it. That's 3-methyl-2-pentanol. Okay, next. Draw the skeletal structure of 1,3 cyclohexane diol. So, as you can observe, we have here a cyclo. So, ibig sabihin, closed figure siya. And, aside sa closed figure siya, meron tayong naka-indicate dito na di. So, ibig sabihin, may dalawa. So, what do you think it is? Is it an alkyl or its functional group? Okay, very good. It's actually the functional group, which is the OH. So, ngayon, we have here hexane diol. So, when we say hexane, we have here 6 carbon atoms. So, let's draw 6 carbon atoms na closed figure. Okay. The next here, sabi, okay, 1 and 3. So, kahit saan dito pwede tayo mag-start ng carbon number 1. Since pinapadraw lang naman sa atin. So, para sa akin, gusto ko dito tayo mag-start ng number 1. So, ang functional group dito, the next is kay now carbon number 3. So, let's just count. So, we have here 1, 2, and 3. So, ibig sabihin kapag dyan si carbon number 3, so, dyan yung next natin na functional group. Okay, so this is the skeletal structure of 1,3-cyclohexane diol. So, aside from that, we also have these types of alcohol. So, actually, these types of alcohol is also connected with the types of carbon. So, if you have familiarized the types of carbon, so itong types of alcohol is very easy lang para sa'yo. So, let's read the definition of the following. So, when we say primary alcohol, the functional group OH attached to a carbon that has one or no carbon atoms attached to it. So, ano nga ba to? So, actually, para mas madali natin maintindihan, I'll give you an example. So, hindi ko nalalagyan ng mga hydrogens para mas madali nyo ma-visualize. I'll be just using carbon atoms. Okay. So, I have here 2 carbon atoms. So, sinabi dito, kapag primary alcohol siya, yung functional group na OH is naka-attach siya sa carbon na may isang carbon atom lang yung connection niya, or it's either wala. So, sa madaling sabi, yung functional group ng OH, kapag nakakonect siya sa isang carbon atom lang, so that's primary carbon. Makukonsider natin siya na primary alcohol kapag nakakonect siya sa carbon na kung saan iisang carbon atom lang yung nakakonect doon, kagaya nito, iisang carbon atom lang yung nakakonect sa kanya, or it's either siya lang alone. So, makukonsider natin siya as primary alcohol. So, next, we have secondary alcohol. So, according to its definition, the functional group OH is attached to a carbon having 2 other carbon atoms attached to it. So, ibig sabihin, hindi lang iisang carbon atom yung naka-attach sa kanya na kung saan nakakonect yung functional group natin na OH. For example, ito. Itong nasa gitna is considered as secondary alcohol. Kasi according sa definition, kung yung carbon na kung saan naka-attach yung ating functional group, may naka-attach din sa kanya na dalawang carbon atom. So, ibig sabihin, saka natin siya makukonsider as secondary alcohol. Again, let's go back with our primary alcohol. Kapag sinabi nating primary alcohol, yung carbon kung saan nakakonect yung ating OH is may naka-attach doon na merong isang carbon atom lang or no carbon atoms ang naka-attach sa kanya. So, always remember, dapat isa lang yung naka-attach sa kanya na carbon. Kasi kapag dalawa, that is secondary. So, next, how about tertiary? So, when we say tertiary alcohol, the functional group of OH is attached to a carbon that has 3 carbon atoms. So, ibig sabihin, hindi lang dalawa, kagaya nito. Kasi, di ba yung example natin sa secondary, dalawa lang, which is this one and this one. So, ito yung best example natin for our tertiary alcohol. Yung functional group natin dito, kung saan nakakonect yung OH, mayroong 3 carbon atoms na nakakonect sa kanya, which is ito, ito. So, ibig sabihin, kapag may 3 carbon atoms na nakakonect sa kanya, ibig sabihin yan, that is considered as tertiary alcohol. Okay, so that's all. Thank you.